When you find out your sweet little newborn needs additional hearing testing, there can be so many questions you may have. Maybe you know that you need to schedule a complete hearing screening, but you don't know where to go. And what can you expect? How do you prepare for a baby's hearing test? It can feel like a lot, but I promise you, you got this. In this video, we're going to talk about where to go to get your baby's hearing tested. Hi, I'm Dr. Teresa Caraway with Hearing First. We're here to help and support families just like yours who have a child with hearing loss. We want to empower you as your child learns to listen, talk, read, and thrive just like kids with typical hearing. You may be wondering, how on earth do you even test a little baby's hearing? Well, we have some videos that explain that in detail, and they're linked below. I know for me, sometimes knowing what to expect helps me get started and gives me some peace of mind. To help explain more about testing a baby's hearing, I'd like to introduce you to Dr. Jace Wolf. He's a pediatric audiologist with over 25 years of experience working with babies and young children who are deaf or hard of hearing.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jace Wolf. After finding out your baby didn't pass their newborn hearing screening, the very first thing you want to do is get scheduled with an experienced pediatric audiologist to complete the follow-up hearing test as quickly as possible. The goal, according to the Joint Commission on Infant Hearing, is to complete the follow-up testing within a baby's first 2 to 3 months of life so we can be sure the baby gets the care they need if hearing loss is identified. The newborn hearing screening program connects families with pediatric audiology centers that are qualified to test a newborn's hearing. If you have not been connected with an experienced pediatric audiologist, you could most likely find one in your community by exploring the Eddie Pals directory. That link can be found in the description below. Once you have scheduled the follow-up test with a qualified pediatric audiologist, you will now need to prepare for the test. Parents have told me they feel nervous about this appointment and what they may learn about their baby's hearing. To test a baby's hearing, the pediatric audiologist will complete several different tests. The primary and most important test is called an Auditory Brainstem Response, or ABR test. For the ABR test, the pediatric audiologist will gently tape wires to your baby's head to measure tiny responses from your baby's brain while sounds are played through the earphones. Your baby must be sleeping soundly and be very still so these tiny brain responses may be recorded. With that in mind, the two most important things you can do is arrive at the audiology appointment with your baby tired and hungry. Ideally, your baby should not eat or sleep at least 2 hours before the test. Bring another adult with you whenever possible to help keep your baby awake on the way to the appointment. If the baby begins to fall asleep, try lightly tickling them on their feet, thigh, or near the collarbone. Also, lightly blowing on the baby's face may help them stay awake. If you're driving, try to keep the car cool because a warm environment can make it more likely for your baby to doze off. When you arrive at the clinic and get checked in, the audiologist will quickly prepare your baby for the test. They will have to use a gentle cleaner to wipe off the skin where the wires will be taped. Try to avoid putting lotion on your baby's neck or head before the appointment because that might make it difficult for the audiologist to keep the testing wires on. Once your baby is prepared for the test, you will be able to feed them. After feeding, it is a good idea to burp them, make sure their diaper is clean, and then swaddle them so they feel safe and secure. Typically, when a baby arrives tired and hungry, they will fall asleep fairly quickly after they're fed, burped, and swaddled. Once your baby falls asleep, it usually takes about an hour or two to complete the ABR test. In most cases, the audiologist asks one parent to sit in a recliner chair and hold the baby during testing. I tell parents it's nice to have a nursing pillow to lighten the load while the baby is being held. Other audiologists may wish to test the baby in a car seat. It's a good idea to take it in with you just in case the audiologist wishes for the baby to be in the seat during testing.
Hopefully, you're now feeling more prepared as you head into that appointment. If your baby didn't pass the newborn hearing screening, It's likely been a whirlwind of information and making the follow-up appointments, all on top of having a new baby. It can feel overwhelming, and test day can feel like a big deal for families. And remember, an ABR, or Automated Brainstem Response test, is a safe and gentle way to test a baby's hearing. And we have a free handout you can download with these tips to prepare for your baby's hearing evaluation. Wherever you are on this journey, and however you may be feeling, you are not alone. Hearing First is here to help you every step of the way. For more resources and support, visit hearingfirst.org.